All right.
See if I can get the. There it is.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for being here at the Thursday, April the 24th Stormwater Task Force meeting. We are operating out of the Lunenburg DPW at 520 Chase. If you happen to have public comment you would like to provide, but I don't see any public in the Zoom, so nothing there. All right. Uh, does anybody have anything they want to address or any announcements before we get into the meeting itself? All right. I'm gonna rearrange these just slightly. We'll start with the Springtown meeting slide deck, since that has to be turned in tomorrow.
Really?
Yes.
Why?
That's when they want it.
Okay.
Um, this what is it? Sorry.
Week from Saturday. Oh my God. In May. Yeah. It is in like less than a week.
I gave it personally, I gave it a quick look over. I liked it. I didn't go super into depth on it. It seemed like it hit most of the points that we were talking about.
Yeah. Do you want to go slide by slide?
Yeah, sure, let's do it.
All right. First one just explains what stormwater is. Right. And why do we need to manage stormwater? You haven't seen it, right, John? Tell me when you're ready. Explanation of the MS4 permit. Since it came up in the last slide, right?
Yep. Okay.
Further explanation of MS4, right?
You actually have to find the MS4 acronym anymore.
What is that?
There's MS4 is an acronym. Did you
Yeah,
actually-
right here. This slide.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Mhm. This slide doesn't. Get into the requirements of the permit. And how do we pay for all this work?
Well, I just had a thought on MS4. On slide 3, you mentioned, there are fines for non-compliance.
Mm-hmm.
Can you cite any fines other towns, like a range of fines? Make it, put a dollar there. People
We
can,
can try to do a Google search. I don't know.
yeah.
I
And
know.
we've never been fined, right?
No. Had some kind of training and they talked about that, and there was one town or city did get fined, but they were fighting the requirements of the permit.
I mean,
if you're trying to comply, they're not gonna
Is there a
fine.
fine schedule that you can say, so fines, we're not just talking like parking ticket kind of fine amount. We're
Yeah.
talking thousands of dollars, I think, right? Potentially.
Yeah, let me
It might just
see if I can look it up.
have an impact.
People the understanding that either you're paying to make the program work or you're paying to cover the funds.
I mean, there's
You don't want to
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason that, to clean up,
Yeah.
not have stormwater. There's the environmental kind of motivation, but there's also financial. And some people may value the other. There's going to be a lot of financial stuff. There's no like set schedule. It's just an arbitrary. You're bad. You're very bad.
Yeah.
Then they just decide on.
That's not the right file. It's in the permit somewhere. Which? Where it is? Somewhere else. Yeah, too many files.
Maybe I can go.
Oops.
What comes up when I Google is fines for businesses that are not complying with stormwater stuff. From Virginia.
Well, do you want to know the AI overview? In Massachusetts, MS4 violations can result in fines ranging from $100 to $25,000 per day of violation. Some towns, like Raynham, may start with a $100 fine for a first offense, while others, like Dudley, have a $300 fine per offense, with each day of violation constituting separate offenses.
So I think that those are what the town is putting on people, not what which is weird because MS4, the towns don't.
You can put it on
regulate.
an individual?
I don't think they can, so I think it doesn't, that's what I was reading, and this doesn't make sense to me.
That doesn't make sense. Yeah.
Right.
Every time I see the mass.gov site come up, never know. It's barely helpful. I go there. Was this site helpful? No. No, it wasn't. Anyway. Does it tally up daily? Is it that kind of?
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yep.
well, I forgot it quick.
Downloaded.
Well, here's the random document.
Is that them being,
I don't know. I just let's see what. An imprisonment.
All right.
We don't want Bill to go to prison.
I think it's select board goes.
Oh, we really don't want. Not for another year, anyway. Yeah, it does say any person who violates provision of this bylaw.
I think that it's they keep calling it the small MS4 permit. And I think maybe that's where like this people come swept, but the SWPPPs come from. Part of the Clean Water Act is what I'm gathering here. I think it's different than what happens to the actual town.
It's a really long document. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Ooh. This says Massachusetts MS4 general permit requirements. Prepared for Raynham.
So so that's the general permit. I think that's different than the small.
So you think this is,
That might be the one that you're looking for.
well, that's what I was just looking at.
Yeah. Oh, and it said the
It said
individuals?
yeah.
I don't.
Here's this,
Hmm.
is that swamp SWMP?
No, that's not, that was stormwater management plan.
Yeah,
I always have seen it as a stormwater pollution prevention plan.
I don't see that one here.
How old is that?
2019.
Oh, I wonder, is that prepared for a company and presented?
For comment,
No.
yeah, prepared for random by
Oh, yeah,
environmental partners.
okay. Weird.
Anyway, it's not a big
Mhm.
deal if you can't find it, but if it. It's like, it can be from
Search
anywhere
on
from,
some.
$500 to 10,000. And it's daily. That's,
This is a little
Should be.
search up. Nighttime.
Yeah,
Search
there
up.
was, but it's for the whole EPA website.
Oh.
Let's try
you can do control F.
on
and
the
that- is that
on
a
the
document?
page.
Yeah.
It's a web page.
Oh, it should still find it on that.
If you
On the
control that,
display.
does that give you the option to search on the page?
Yeah, just do control F.
Yeah.
Nothing.
No work.
Mm. Oh, here's a small MS4 authorization in the table of contents.
Okay.
If it fits into everything else, I don't know.
So what I've been reading, it seems like general is a town and then small are the business or the individuals, but then I read something else that seems to contradict that. Here's San Diego being fined.
So I found something,
Okay.
right?
Class 1 penalty, class 2 penalty.
Oh, 11,000 per day. For class 2.
Not to
They're both.
Mhm.
Well, one is 11,000 per violation. Not to exceed 32.5. Wow. Not to
Yeah.
exceed 157,500.
Is there anything below that, or is it just those two? That's it.
That's between class 1 and class 2 penalty.
It's like San
What was the question?
Diego.
Class
Oh.
1 penalty, class 2, what's the difference?
Oh, good
Two
question.
sounds a lot worse.
You have to go there.
Civil penalties.
Let's see where
It cites
No,
what they
somewhere
are.
in the statute.
Oh, there's criminal penalties. There's more. There's a whole bunch of stuff.
So who enforces that?
EPA.
Yeah.
They send a EPA agent in with a badge. And here inspect your stormwater drains. Keep your leader.
Clean water acts.
There's too many
Yeah.
acronyms.
Yeah. Yeah, so depending on the violation, could get pretty big.
And some of them are fined daily.
Yeah. And imprisonment from this one.
I would like to think that's gotta be a pretty gross violation. if you're
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Dumping toxic waste into the fresh water or something like that.
No violation. 5,000 to 50,000 per day.
I wonder what constitutes
Yeah.
a violation, though.
Yeah.
I mean, look how many
Because if you're
sections they
down-
list
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
Clean Water Act. That's too many to look at.
Yeah.
But we are talking thousands. Could be talking 5 digits.
Yeah.
5-digit fines per day.
So I'm gonna add that in.
I don't know. Maybe some kind of range.
I would reference the document that clearly defines all the penalties and fines. And they are substantial. You want to keep it simple. Just reference the document and say there's substantial fines and penalties.
No one's gonna look at the document.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is that your? What was that document?
Yeah,
Oh, that
that's a
was
good one.
right off the EPA's website.
Oh, okay.
So,
Yeah, what's the end of the document? What's the title?
oops, where did I go?
Well, up to the top.
Appendix B of the permit.
MS4 General Permit Appendix B Standard. Yeah, it's like MS4 General Permit Appendix B.
And just say what?
I mean, you can just say that the fines are substantial, could be, you know, double digit, tens of thousands of dollars that could be fine deal. You don't have to put it on the slide, you can just say it.
What was the name of the document? MS4.
Yeah, well, the
That's
it starts off MS4 permit, right? So,
Yeah, I think you can leave, if you just speak to it,
yeah.
just to.
Well, then
say that
that's the next
fines are
question.
significant. We're not just talking a trivial, but they have
Mhm.
potential to be very
Yeah.
significant.
That's the next question. Who's giving this presentation?
You are.
Me is.
I thought you said you were.
I can.
Yeah, I thought I was under the impression you'd do it.
I think we have it on tape going.
You probably do.
Show of hands, which one of us is getting paid right now?
No,
Paid right now. I'm not.
yeah.
Uh-uh.
Okay.
I'm on hour 45 or so of this week, and I only get paid for 40.
Right.
I hope so. Okay. So we'll just leave it as is.
Mhm.
Where are we? Requirements. How's it paid for?
I can go back to it.
Oops.
Capital funds are used for equipment. Where's the chapter 90 stuff? Is that part of the operational budget?
We can add, probably should add that in.
I'm in for my people want to know how much money is in your budget today and how much money do you want in your utility? And what's the delta? Because they're gonna say, well, we're gonna have to pay for that. It's an increase in their taxes. I'm sure most people don't know what chapter 90 funds are, so they might have to explain that. So can you speak to exactly what needs to be done in order to, do we need to do
Well-
a joint fund?
Right there, the requirements.
And it doesn't include like inspecting all don't you have to survey all the drainage?
Right. So
That's
that would
part of it.
be
You don't have funding to do that, right? You
part
only
of-
have them? Right?
say it again.
Oh, you only surveyed like a third of all of the
Right.
on the stormwater drains, right?
Mhm.
So that's something easy does. Which part of that is
We could probably, if we wanted
That one?
this slide, why are we not meeting requirements? That could potentially go on that slide,
yeah.
like saying that we don't have the funds available to do, you know,
I had something else, didn't I?
the degree of inspections that we're required to.
I had something else. It's just yeah, I see it. Oh, it's under. Shoot, I had that somewhere. Where did I have it?
Lexington is a nice site on their stormwater utility.
Those are all the places with
As of
utilities.
December 2022, yeah. 20 Massachusetts towns.
Yeah. I feel like there's
So,
some
it's 2
missing
years old.
there. Yeah.
Well, it's 2
I
years
think
old.
Franklin has one. Yeah.
This is, and now I guess,
Pepperell has one.
I think Lexington must have approved, this was part of their presentation.
Yeah.
Where did I have that?
What are you looking for?
I had some of the requirements like the sweeping and the catch basin cleaning and that kind of stuff. I had it in a file somewhere. Where did I talk about that? I can't remember.
It's nice information. It's kind of nebulous right now. We have to meet these requirements, but
Yeah.
nobody knows exactly what it is to
Right.
do. When we say street sweeping and surveying and stormwater drainage systems and cleaning them out on a regular basis.
Right.
Monitoring them. And having a system or process for that.
Where is it? It's in the permit. Let's see if I can find it again. Gosh. Yes. Yes. Operation and maintenance, right? Establish a schedule with a goal that the frequency of routine cleaning will ensure that no catch basin at any time will be more than 50% full. Right? So, uh, right, we have to keep a log of what we clean, which we do. We have to report it, which we do.
So it's not just
Yeah,
going around and cleaning, but you have to do it in a prescribed manner to report it in a manner so that
right. So we
we can show
can
compliance.
add that, and then the sweeping. All streets, with the exception of rural uncurbed roads with no catch basins, shall be swept once per year. So we got some exceptions, lots of exceptions. Yeah, so this piece right here is a requirement. Targeted sweeping plan, which is basically what all we can do at the moment.
So there's a
Yeah.
lot there.
Right, establish procedures for winter road maintenance, salt and stuff. And we have a maintenance plan, but we shouldn't be doing more on all of these. Right, the inspections of all the stormwater BMPs, which we have to hire out to do. Right, we use the consultant to help us with reporting.
Okay, so you gonna
So-
fill in the gaps like
Yeah.
in your charts with all this information off the top of your head, or are you gonna?
No, pencil some of this in right here. No, right?
Okay. A lot of times, these are charts that basically direct, whatever PowerPoints they have to present. It's
Yeah.
like 3 minutes per chart.
Yeah.
That's the rule of thumb. Say if 20 charts, that covers an hour. Okay. So it's a 45-minute presentation according to that rule of thumb.
Ah, I'm going fast. It won't be that
It's not gonna be 3 minutes. Huh?
long.
Most, yeah.
Okay. Okay, there's just gonna be a lot of enormous amount of detail that's just gonna be missing.
Yeah.
But maybe that's the right thing to do for this time.
Mhm.
This is something we need to do and it's something we're working on. It's coming.
All right. So to put a little bit in there.
Sure. ETC, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
Okay, but there's more to stormwater than just the MS4 requirements. You also have to respond to emergencies and town. Is that in there someplace?
No.
But that's gonna be part of the utility fund, right? Just respond to
Right. So
that. It'd be nice to get it in there someplace, that's all. You know. The fact that you have an open door policy for residents to come and complain about stormwater in the community.
most of them know that already.
Yeah, but not everybody.
Yeah.
A lot of people are shy and they don't know that they can take advantage of the services the town provides.
So maybe here just instead of et cetera emergencies or something.
Is it part of the requirements or is that something separate? It's part of your normal budget?
Yeah, it's more of a budget.
Yeah, so I can't help but feel like you're
Mm.
selling yourself short by saying you're
Yeah.
just trying to meet these requirements.
Mm,
But the scope of your,
mhm.
what you're tasked to do, your projects are, is much greater.
Mm. Yeah.
And then you'll just let it go.
Let's see, where can we squeeze it in? And day-to-day stormwater operations, something like that.
Yeah, that would be like on a separate bullet though. It's not like a sub
Yeah.
bullet under like this
Right.
MS4 stuff. So you can push that to the left side
Yeah.
to a higher level.
See if I can push these over.
Tab will move it left.
Yeah, can you
Oh.
should be able to push that to the left, by the way.
If
You see,
click
yeah, you
the-
This
see
is
it.
one in?
If you go up to the top, there's like a,
Well, try
Yeah.
shift tab.
that's it, no, up, no,
Shift. There
if that does it, I'll be impressed.
it
Okay,
is.
good.
Okay.
You told me.
I spent a lot of time.
PowerPoint.
Okay,
PowerPoint, Excel,
No,
I
it's
make a
not
lot of
really Excel.
presentations.
Not
honestly,
PowerPoint.
I would throw emergency in there too, because you have to respond to emergencies.
Uh,
Much better.
okay.
Okay, so no information about how much it's gonna cost, how much it's gonna cost.
We'll get into
Funny,
it.
But I think we need
Yeah.
to be a little,
Yeah, so start by explaining what a utility is,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
And then the next slide is cost for homeowners.
okay,
I think we should say less than 100.
okay, annual cost,
Well, I mean, our goal for homeowners is
wasn't it 60? It was 60.
It was,
So I
but
think-
I don't wanna put it in writing now.
Okay, so the
I
75,
don't wanna commit.
the 75 in tier two?
When- I would just say less than 100. I don't know, I'm nervous about putting a fixed,
Which tier, who's, oh,
Value.
information's gotta be different, but I just lost it.
Yeah, tier 2 would have been
Only
75.
but a year from now, what do you think your expenses are gonna be like? We don't.
Yeah.
it's- How much?
I know, we probably gotta start small and work our way up over
After,
the years,
after
right?
chewing on this and sleeping on it, the only thing that I would kind of feel bad about is sticking it to the businesses. I can't help but feel like maybe that's a mistake. Maybe, you know, how we put everybody at tier 1, we put them at tier 4. Maybe it's wiser to kind of like pull them back a little bit.
Maybe don't even break out homeowners and businesses, just. You know, there will be a fee, cause I don't wanna commit to anything now.
Would
Right.
you like the idea of saying that there were 4-tier structure, there are 4 tiers of. You know, fees recommended by CEI and we're choosing tier 2 or something like that?
No, I don't think we got
Nah,
into
too
that.
much information, I think,
Okay.
but at this point,
Keep it
Yeah.
30,000 foot
Yeah.
view. Like, this
Okay.
is supposed
Oh,
to
no,
just
no.
be, this is coming.
so just take out,
Oh, 75 is.
just say an annual fee will be charged. And then a tiered cost system,
Did you
For
say semi-annual
businesses
fee?
For
and
businesses.
larger
Quarterly fee?
facilities, yeah.
Did you say semi-annual fee?
yeah, annual,
Quarterly.
no,
They'll be billed quarterly.
right,
Can you get
You're
billed
totaling. I would say an
Yeah.
annual cost,
quarterly? Okay,
right? Cause
and it
It's-
would be billed quarterly.
I mean, it's still a work in progress. So currently working on a tiered, cost system,
0.2
I
is
would, I
fine. We
really,
just dropped the 200 to 10,000 per year. Everything else in that one's fine, and then we just figure out how to rewrite.
Oh, can you, actually it's hiding. Can you move
No.
the font so pop up?
why is it doing that?
because
Tier
it wants
cost
you to
system is being
edit.
developed based on the amount of impervious area. Each business has ranging from approximately 200 to 10,000 per year. Okay. So that's
I mean, a
specific to
tiered
businesses.
cost system
Got it.
is
Perfect.
being developed for both homeowners and businesses,
Well,
right?
well,
We
a
have
single
two tier-
family,
Yes.
technically, I guess there's 2 tiers, but
Yeah.
one is multifamily.
Yeah. For residences. So
Yeah.
for residences and businesses, working out a tiered cost system. That will be billed quarterly. The goal is to have an annual cost. For homeowners or for residents of less than. Whatever.
60 per year is tier 1. 75 per year is tier 2, 90 tier 3, 100 tier 4.
But we haven't settled on the numbers, or even with the tiers.
I think it's nice to throw a preliminary number out there. So
It's
for
not gonna,
conventions.
if it comes in at 76.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, people will go to this,
Mm.
every penny, people are being asked for a lot of money this year. Or to
Okay.
decide about a lot of money, and next
Okay.
year is gonna be more.
So, just my thought, if we leave it out, somebody's gonna ask the question.
That's why I'm like, we're looking at a tiered system and looking
I don't think so.
an annual fee less than $100.
I mean, at this point, yeah, we don't
Annual
have
cost,
officially that information for them.
no. I think it's fair to give, it's not like. You're not gonna be billed at the same rate as your property tax. You're not gonna be paying like you pay Unitil. It's not gonna be that big of a bill.
It's really big.
No, but I'm just saying.
I'm okay with leaving it there. It's not carved in stone. We don't have to commit to it.
I think if it's in writing.
Just to
people-
give them.
We're creating trouble for ourselves down the road. If we are too specific. I mean, if it comes in,
Well, put the
At
word
75.
estimated in it or projected. Annual fee of less, projected annual fee. Or expected or estimated. I would
What
say
if you
projected.
show it as a quarterly fee? And it looks a little small.
That would make it look like $15 a quarter, yeah. That's,
You could say 20, a quarterly
20.
utility of less than 25
yeah,
would be charged to homeowners. It seems more palatable.
want to do that?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's a small.
Yeah.
number.
Well, whatever
Okay,
the,
I would say
group
projected,
decides.
like,
Mhm.
a projected quarterly fee of less than $20 would be charged to homeowners.
I mean, you could just, you don't even have to break them out. You can just say a tiered cost system is being developed based on amount of impervious area.
That's for businesses.
Or
Homeowners
it's
and
really for
businesses.
both.
Homeowners are flat rate fee.
Yeah,
Well,
they're not
it's based
on-
on a 4,200 average size of a single
Yeah,
family
I
home.
don't wanna, I just don't like the idea of going to like how much per meal there you have, Tim. Everybody uses the town roads to get to the
I
market.
think it makes sense
To get
to
to work.
break it out because I think you're gonna get less questions. If you at least have something for homeowners. Cause then they're gonna be like, is it $2,000?
And this is my opinion. Going to the enterprise fund is wise from the residents' perspective because what we're charging them is a heck of a lot more than they're already paying right now for stormwater. This is just a tiny delta. Now, what we're doing is going to the businesses that have an enormous amount of runoff that's dirty. And we're going to them and saying, really, guys, you need to contribute your fair share. So that's my opinion. That's why I like that separation of the two.
Well, there would still be a separation. We say we're working on a tiered cost system. One for, homeowners, we're targeting less than $25 a quarter. And businesses will have, based on their impervious area.
I feel like that's more or less what we have called out here at the moment.
It is, it's just a structure of the slide. Because it puts the tiered cost system like upfront. I don't know. I just have a different way I make slides. Cause there's usually there's a title and the title is the point of the slide. Then there's the text.
I like that. What's the cost to homeowners? That's like in your
Yeah.
face. How can you, that's what they
Well,
wanna
there's two
know.
titles, yeah.
Okay, that's good. So that's, yeah. So that's perfect. It's
Whatever, I wanna get home to the draft.
It gives them a clue. It's not, so I say, put the word projected in there, which means it says we're not gonna commit to it. But we're not gonna get elected and checked it through the roof because that's not the kind of people we are. Quarterly fee. Of less than, what's the number?
20.
20?
25.
Okay.
If we have 100 as our
Yeah,
alternative
sure.
for.
Okay.
If you set it high, you come in lower,
Tiered
people
cost
feel
is
better.
Right.
Based on the amount of impervious area that is paved in rooftop areas. Each business has range of cost.
Yeah, just take off from each
Um,
on.
I wouldn't be afraid to go down to. Because some businesses are just small. Like the donut shop that's as small as a small house and they don't have a particularly large parking area.
What if we just take off after the parentheses? From each on.
Well, potentially, but at the same time, we would like to indicate to them, the people, that a lot of this money is coming from those places that have large runoff footprints. And I think saying that they're looking from 200 to 10,000, tell people that they are not.
But I would change it to the quarterly cost, so it's
Sure, so it's
matching.
consistent.
It'd be like 50 to 2,500.
I don't care that. It's the 200 is kind of high because there's gonna be real small businesses that really don't want to do. And they should be paying kind of sort of the homeowners pay. That's just my feeling.
So to make this quarterly too to match,
Yeah.
that makes
I
sense.
think.
Yeah. One, add a little teeny tiny piece to the charge to the homeowners.
Oops, I can spell
That
it.
it's gonna be, the bill will be included property tax. Bill,
Do we know that for sure?
but we've been talking about that all along, but
Yeah, we still gotta work that
I
out
don't
with,
think we need it.
with
all right,
the treasurer. I don't even know if Munis can handle it.
okay.
Yeah. I don't need to know where it's coming
I
from.
like that. I
Yeah,
like that a lot because you don't have to pay for separate mailing. That 25 is gonna go to 50 if everybody gets a quarterly bill. And they're gonna have, people are gonna hate writing on a separate check for the utility. Okay,
we're good.
yeah, good, are you good, Renee?
Go.
She wants to go home.
I wanna keep this at a high, this is introductory. This is
Yeah.
high level. Cause there's gonna have to
Mhm.
be a whole
This
campaign.
stops people from like going off the deep end saying, you're gonna charge me $100 a quarter. So now it's manageable. Now they know where the ballpark is, and how big the ballpark is. It ain't free, but it's not outrageous. Okay. Do you want to finalize the method of billing?
Yeah.
There's one other item, like, is there gonna be a committee that oversees it to make sure that there isn't somebody gets in charge of the stormwater task force and raises it?
This
Is that-
Well,
turns into a
that's-
committee
Into a commission.
after our commission.
Yeah, so I think CEI's next, or from CEI, his recommendation is that we could actually act as like the commission. After it gets established.
Yeah.
Basically say,
Well,
Bill, you can't have,
Development.
you can't have that.
That's
pickup.
kind of covered under finalize the warrant article. Right?
Okay. It's not obvious to me.
That's true. But to Renee's point, how deep do we want to get?
Okay.
I mean, if somebody asks, then you say that there'll be the development of a commission to go along with it, but if they don't, they don't.
But you could say that the oversight structure is gonna modeled after the other utilities.
Yeah, like sewer. Yeah.
And then putting the word dedicated on the last bullet there. Yeah, good sense of humor. Hey, thanks, Tim. Sherry, you're the cherry. It's kudos.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Put his phone number there in case anybody has any questions.
Jeez.
Yeah, I can do that.
I can have my town email.
That's it.
Okay.
I like it.
Renee?
Article 1,
Yeah,
Yeah.
right up front.
right up front. Get it out of the way. Just warm everybody up.
How long is
We'll
town
still be
meeting?
figuring out how to work a
Typically.
clicker.
How long is town meeting typically?
Many hours.
All day,
Yes, one
It's
torture.
been cleared at a weekend?
Saturday.
I should know these things.
A week.
It's been a long couple weeks.
Next weekend? Oh,
Is that next week? It is, but yeah,
man, okay. That's
Yeah.
that's sudden. That's not. I just haven't been paying attention. All right, excellent. And you'll submit that to Jen tomorrow.
I will do that.
Wonderful. All right. We don't really have any new developments.
it just went down. It wasn't work here. Most of the time.
I was doing it here.
It was working for you?
Yeah.
Usually won't open for me if I'm on the town Wi-Fi. I don't think they have their pointer records right on the server.
Comcast is terrible here.
I'm on the guest Wi-Fi.
Yeah. Many days my OneDrive will not sync. And it tends to come and go. So it might work in 2 minutes.
It just went down.
It's weird that it was working for
It
you.
was, cause I pulled up the notice
It never.
and then I went
Yeah.
back and it won't load.
Do I get this? There's a record that they just need to put on the server. that would make it work. But Town has weird IT.
John, you got your wish.
What's that?
Well, that's a good phrase.
It's
Disney
frozen.
guy?
Leave it like
I
that.
think she should be the face of our committee.
There haven't been any changes for the CE documents or CEI documents or anything like that. So unless anybody has anything in particular they'd like to address. We can slide through that.
Mhm.
Has anybody had an opportunity to review the meeting minutes?
Yep.
Everything on there looked good to me.
Yep.
Same.
Oh. On our dam committee, there's an app that lets an AI tool for application generate automated meeting minutes. Just throwing that out there. And
Yeah.
it worked pretty well for us. We tried for the first time last time we met on Monday. And in March, and it worked great. Just saying. If someone
Yeah,
doesn't want.
Zoom has a
Yeah.
meeting minutes for free.
Yeah.
Oh.
We just can't seem to get it together.
We have the AI companion.
Yeah, I keep meaning.
Is somebody
to-
using it? Cause we haven't gotten meetings for conservation and we haven't gotten minutes for
We
6
use-
months, maybe?
The only caveat is you have to review it because it doesn't always get.
Right, yeah,
The
but it's nice that
context.
it's like already written out for the most part. You just have to go through and
I
check
think
it.
the only odd part is it doesn't start with the beginning of the meeting recording, it
Yeah.
starts from the beginning of the call.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it'll record non-meeting stuff as well.
Mhm. And I tried it, I don't know which AI tool it was for the select board a couple of times and it worked pretty good.
Really? From the ones from Zoom?
I don't know what AI tool they use. I tried a
Zoom is
couple
good.
times.
In my experience.
Springtime meeting outreach.
Oh, do we, are
Do
we
you
gonna
wanna approve those
them?
meetings?
Oh, yeah, meeting minutes, yeah, if anybody would like to.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All right, moved and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Great. We've got springtime meeting next weekend, outreach we'll deal with after. We've gone through the springtime meeting, anything particularly new happening with the library stormwater BMP? Just cruising
No,
along.
what did I report last time? Did I report, we did some test pits?
We hadn't gotten to the test bits
I
yet.
remember
Yeah,
that.
so we did do the test pits. The initial thought in the field was the soils weren't gonna work for the initial design, but I haven't heard anything further yet.
Okay.
That's not good.
No, but there's other things we can do.
There, at
Yeah,
that location?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Was it
Yeah.
like the plants wouldn't work or,
I don't think it would drain properly
Okay.
for what they were proposing.
yeah,
So are there other techniques?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, so
That's
they were
okay.
gonna work on it. I haven't gotten an
So a
update.
redesign. You think?
Potentially.
All right. There we are. Unless anybody has anything else to talk about, I will accept a motion to adjourn the meeting.
motion to adjourn?
Second.
Moved and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.